Welcome! Today we're dragging this channel out of its grave with a quick roundup of my indie reviews. In case you didn't know, I'm an indie author and obviously I'm obsessed with supporting my fellow authors. I usually grab books that are recommended, promoted, or just happen to be on sale, and then review them on my website. The reviews page over there is looking a little chaotic at the moment, and it has been a while since I reviewed some of these books. So I figured why not look back through my reviews and pick my favourite 5. My indie review page will be linked below so you can check any of these out. They'll include a full review and a purchase link. We'll start off with book number 5, which is called Her Perfect Cup of Tea by Lavina Serrao. This was a light, easy read that played on familiar morning routine, common meet-cute trope of meeting over coffee or tea. It was simple, but not without its moments of tension. It really held my interest right the way to the end, and I was rewarded with a very sweet ending. Book 4 is Hydras Wake by Daniel Jones. This book had a truly novel concept. No, don't all applaud my comic genius at once. All jokes aside, Hydras Wake was an epic adventure full of action. There was a huge cast of fascinating characters, fun dialogue, and a giant monster straight out of mythology. I will warn people, there are some pretty goring and horrifying parts in the story, but overall, it's super cool. I'm not going to read out the full title for Book 3. It will be on the screen, but The Sun Always Rises by Dean Heath is a book that I read in a single sitting on my first read. It's very short, each page is just a couple of lines. Those lines are powerful inspiration, moving quotes, and sometimes funny little reminders that life is precious and should be fully lived. You can use them as daily affirmations, dip into them when you need a pick-me-up. There's just lots of ways to use this book, and I really think you could use it in your life. Book 2 is Fairy Tales Unpicked by Sophie Bounds. This was a much more recent read, and a much lighter, more relaxing one, crammed with familiar fairy tales twisted into beautiful poems and lovingly retold. It's not a book to miss. It mixes the familiar stories with a new and beautiful style, adding little twists from the cute to the heartbreaking, and generally just paints an amazing picture you won't be able to help but love. And book number 1 is Bring Inner Greatness Out, Personal Brand by Dr. Mansour Hasib. Plot twist! The fiction author's number 1 book pick is a non-fiction book, and a pretty intense one too. If you bought the audiobook copy, it would be a 9-hour journey. But I had to give it the top spot because it is truly life-changing. Why? Let me tell you a story. Picture baby author me at just 19, having decided to publish a book for the very first time, hit publish on Amazon on the very same day like a total noob. My book was selling really slowly, and I had no clue why. So I did a massive giveaway, and Dr. Hasib picked up a copy of my book. He also offered me a free copy of his book. Within a few days we were both DMing each other, sharing stories. Dr. Hasib was the first person to see the hidden humour in my books, and he suggested that I should use it more, even building my author brand around it. And he introduced me to the idea of a personal brand in the first place. If I hadn't picked up his book, I would have never had any clue about personal branding. But this book isn't just for authors. There's sections on job interviews, being laid off, public speaking, basically everything you need to know to accomplish whatever dreams you have.